based on Mount Chiliad. Now, just like in the beginning of the video that I showed you the cock, I'm going to show you guys why we should have paid attention to Aaron Paul, why he's the answer to this fucking mystery, okay? Why he's always been the fucking answer to the fucking mystery, alright? But I'm going to show you exactly why his clues are going to forever show you different clues in the fucking algorithm.
Ah, you've grown wise and cautious in your old age, okay? Select personnel with that in mind. As ever, the better they are, the bigger the cut. Now the driver, they'll source the bikes, lead you out through the tunnels. Eddie Toe, you can count on him to get you out of a spot.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Whispy Woodz. In this video, you guys, we're going to do, once again, the same thing we've been doing, and that is confirming a lot of this algorithm that has been driving us into a path of understanding different clues and Easter eggs and conforming them into one huge Easter egg. Now, what we're going to talk about today is a big part of understanding a character, okay? But this character is not one of the main characters, okay? Now, this is kind of a big part of understanding why they would hide bigger clues, okay, in more obscure places, you know, such as characters that you wouldn't think twice to look at, okay? And this is no different than understanding a lot of the supporting characters or even characters that they've made up for the specific game, like Eddie Toe, okay? Now, what I'm going to show you today is a big part of why we need to understand these characters and why they're all part of, once again, shooting for the stars. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I want you guys to understand the terminology. Shooting for the stars here entails a lot of understanding celebrities, okay, literal stars, and understanding their importance throughout history and their historical value, and exactly why they amount to different clues within this algorithm that tie to GTA and the making of GTA. Now, the point here, you guys, is that once again, we need to understand a duality, okay? And for those of you who, once again, do not understand duality, who are new, duality is one concept formed from multiple concepts, or a mosaic, if you will. The point here, you guys, is that we need to understand this person, Eddie Toe, for more than one version of itself, which is his voice actor, okay, Mr. David Shee, okay? Now, what we're going to do is shoot for the star, okay, and understand David Shee for his historical importance, okay? He was on Grand Theft Auto, but neither that. I want you guys to understand a lot of the algorithm's hidden clues and a lot of the trigger words that are going to come in repeatedly, like karma. What goes around comes around. Now, within understanding this terminology, we are going to understand one aspect of understanding the colors, okay? Colors throughout this mystery are to be understood inversion, okay? When we invert certain colors like red to blue and so on and so forth, they give out different algorithms of different universal clues. Now, the point here, you guys, is that blue, okay, is one of these many different universal clues, and how we understand when they refer to things such as a lake of truth, okay? We are to understand the metaphor behind the lake of truth. Within this entire mystery, truth is the one thing that we were supposed to understand that is part of this grand reward, okay? But it comes from a lake, and this lake we know of is the color blue, okay? No different than understanding why EPSILON wears those different colors. Now, for those of you who have been in this mystery for a long time and just feel as though I'm repeating things that I've said before, do realize this is just for people who have not been to my channel before, okay? Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something that's going to, once again, reoccur here, okay? A pattern, okay? Things that I've talked about, like Law and Order, and why they tie right back into characters that have been in Grand Theft Auto before, from Ice-T playing Mad Dog to several other characters that have to tie into past Grand Theft Autos, okay? Now we understand a clue of Blue Bloods, okay? Now, Blue Bloods is another cop drama, but the point is that we need to realize that it's part of that algorithm and part of that clue, okay? Once we understand the clue for its importance, we're going to understand why it's going to repeat itself, okay? Now, taking into consideration, we are going to look at another actor, okay, who is equally as important when it comes to understanding a lot of these clues when it comes down to shooting for the stars, like understanding Grand Theft Auto, Blue Bloods, and even, once again, Law and Order, okay? Once again, It's going to repeat itself. It does not matter how we understand it, because how we understood it would have taken us into these universal clues, okay? But it's how we rearrange and segregate that's going to show us that understanding. Now, once again, we can look at another actor, okay, Pashadura, who is from a lot of these reoccurring clues, like Blue Bloods, okay? And even, once again, you guys, okay, because realize this is no coincidence. They do this shit for a reason, all right? He is from Law and Order, okay? Now, it's very interesting that this person is from Red Dead Redemption, okay? Now, once again, Rockstar's past within understanding their cast is exactly how they set up this algorithm. They knew who they were choosing for the fucking game, and they knew exactly what these people were doing within their filmography. It's an understanding of different tropes and why they reoccur. And this is no different than understanding why Mr. David Shee here is from
The Path
with Aaron Paul, or why Miss Allie Ann is from
The Path.
Or is it even a bigger coincidence that Mr. Patch here is from
The Path?
That's interesting. Something that I brought up a long fucking time ago, tied to a lot of different clues of different celebrities and their filmography and how it carries on, even preceding things in the mystery. Very coincidental, sure. I think the fact is that how can I make this coincidence when I'm not even necessarily the person who made this specific connection? Okay, now, what I brought you guys here today for is really one of the biggest comments that I get time and time again. Oh, dude, you know the answer to the mystery, but you're not going to show anybody? That's fucked up. Oh, okay, you have the answer, but you won't show anybody? Oh, yeah, sure, dude. You know, I understand that ethic. It is hard to believe someone, you know, saying something, but they won't show you, okay? Now, one, I've shown the answer. In probably the last 10 videos, I've shown the answer. Cryptically, but I've shown it. Right in your eye, okay? Now, the point is that if you say I haven't shown you how to see that, that's what all the other videos are for. Examples, time and time again, to show you how to do this. Now, that's not really necessarily the point. The point here, you guys, is that I'm going to let you know right now. I am choosing certain people to show deeper things to, okay? And one of the first few people that I did this for was my boy Bassist here, okay? And he knows the answers to the mystery, okay? I've told him. And we went over the evidence together, okay? He knows almost everything. Pretty much everything. Like, seriously, the point here, you guys, is that I do show people. I'm not a fucking asshole. I'm not going to keep it forever, okay? But there's a difference between people who are willing to just say they want it and people who are willing to work for it. There's just a difference in those people. And I feel as though those people who worked for it deserve it a lot more than those who are just willing to criticize. Now, for the normal viewer, once again, these answers will be revealed. They already have been, if you've understood my algorithm up till now. But I want you to get now that I have shown people, okay? I'm not bullshitting. I'm not lying. If you feel as though I'm lying, you can go to this man yourself and ask him, did Whispy show you the answers to the mystery? And he'll tell you the truth, okay? But the point here, you guys, is that I have evidence, and I'm not the only one who has seen it. And if you don't believe me, you can go ask. Our path is lit. I wonder what path they're talking about.
Is that true? You can do yoga in the new Grand Theft Auto? I have two questions for you. Number one, what is Grand Theft Auto? And number two, What in the name of Mount Olympus is yoga?
Now, I want you guys to realize that you didn't just watch, okay, a simple plug for GTA during its release by Anchorman. What you noticed was a big part of their algorithm, how they use different celebrities to portray different clues and how we understand them. No different than that, and how we understood Will Ferrell and how we even understood an anchor suit given to us in online. Okay, now this isn't the first time they've done different outfits, okay, that in line with different Easter eggs, and they do it for a reason, because the people are exactly who they are portraying within the duality. Now, Anchorman is supposed to be understood for more reasons than one, not only for Michael Scott and or Steve Carell, who is in Anchorman, but also because of Will Ferrell's blue eyes. Now, once again, blue eyes will come in repeating process when it comes to this algorithm, because it's a part of the answer.
You're my boy, Blue!
Now, understand, blue is one of the strongest core clues within this algorithm. Now, realizing that and conforming it with different parts of these different clues, like segregation and rearranging, we can understand that we can segregate disco the cue and rearrange it to form cue the disco. Now, understanding this will give us reference and understanding towards another Easter egg that lies within understanding this white suit and why it references the disco. Now, aside from understanding a big part of this pop culture reference, okay, is once again hidden in the background, like understanding the color palette of which they stepped on, okay? Those different flashing colors are subliminal. It's all part of what you are not supposed to see that is lying there, no different than Easter eggs in a game. Okay, this is how they planted a lot of these different segregative secret clues in different bits of movies and music and TV shows. It's all the same. And it wouldn't have mattered if you understood this or understood John Travolta for his importance and why it all amounts to blue and his eyes. B, okay, is connected to another clue within option C, and that is the name Death Wish. Now, what we're looking at here is a film called
Death Wish.
Now, played by Mr. Jeff Goldblum. Now, I want you to understand exactly why I'm bringing this up.
I'm good. You're right to be afraid, Franklin. Yeah. Be very afraid.
To be afraid, Franklin. Yeah. Be very afraid. Very afraid.
Asking yourselves, did you just waste 30 minutes watching a video that had nothing to do with what you think you're looking for? Now, I want you to ask yourself a real question here. Why is it that on one of the very first movie posters for The Fly, you guys, the one that actually says, be afraid, be very afraid, has a hand, and on this hand is a fly on the thumb? Now I ask you, why is this related to Trevor's hand? You know what's interesting? I remember when I made that video, a lot of people kind of like suggested that, you know, I just pulled bullshit connection from bullshit connection and it was a coincidence. And then there was a few who understood, you know, exactly what I meant, but only towards the end. Now, I want you guys to understand something. Jeff Goldblum, oh yeah, he's very, very important in this mystery. But I'm just going to show you just this little bit just to show you that it's no fucking joke. Like this suit and why it's called the Mr. Frost. The Mr. Frost.
The Mr. Frost.